Where are my parents at? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to talk to my friends that are parents. Um, Calling all the parents. Parents. I switched my coffee this morning, so um hey, how you doing? So I don't know if that's why I'm bold enough to press this live button today. If it's a new brew. But I had some thoughts. I wanted to just see who can relate. Who can relate? Where are my friends at? Nobody's up. I know it's crack of dawn. Folks are trying to get to work. So y'all can watch the replay. So, if you know me, you know I have 2 children. And surprise, surprise, they are vastly different, right? There are some similarities, yes, but they're different. So I try to be very intentional about trying to treat them the same or like fairly, right? Which is impossible because, they're different ages, and again, they have different personalities and different preferences and things they're into. But I still try to be intentional about treating them fairly. So, for example, this morning, my youngest tends to be very selective about what he eats. And like throughout the pandemic, right? While other people have been gaining weight, I mean, he has gained weight as well, but 2 pounds, like 2 solid pounds for the entire year. I won't speak on how much weight the rest of us have gained, but it is because he's very selective with what he chooses to eat. So, me coming from my background, there wasn't a lot of choice in what you eat. What was put before you is what you got, and you didn't get anything else. Other than, you know what, you would get something else. A beating, a whooping, okay? And you would sit there, take a whooping, go to bed crying, and, wake up tomorrow and just hope that something else, is served, that same food is not waiting for you in the morning. So, I don't take that approach, but there is a frustration that comes over me when I have tried to be thoughtful about what to prepare, knowing that he is picky. I'm going to use the word picky. I don't really like that word. I don't think that word is exactly right, but I'm going to, just for the sake of argument now. Because I often give him a lot of choice, what I try to turn and do is offer choice to my oldest. And that is my way of trying to be equitable, right? Trying to be fair and have equal opportunity. But I had a thought today that's not necessarily fair, because let's use animals. If I have a fish and I have a dog, right? If I feed my fish food, fancy fish food, top of the line fish food, and then come over and offer it to my dog, yes, I have given equal opportunity to, partake in that fish food. But if the dog does not eat fish food, does not require fish food, does not want fish food, then that's not fair, right? I'm trying to be equitable, but that's not equitable. So, it's, let me try to get my thoughts here. that go along with that point. But basically, fairness in parenting may not always look the way on the way you think it is on the surface. Your children have different needs. They have different preferences, different interests, and in trying to make sure that each feels, and you and maybe this is an impossible task, but again, I just want to be very intentional about how I'm parenting my children and making sure that they feel like they're getting what they need. Not necessarily what they want, but what they need. So to be fair, I have to take into account who they are and, what they're into. So perhaps, for example, instead of just, trying to offer, okay, here's this option that I'm providing, and I'm trying to offer it to both children, I need to make sure that both children know that they can ask for what they need or they can ask for what they want. Within reason, of course. There's maturity that goes along with that. There's obviously boundaries that have to be set. It's not a free-for-all. But I just thought that was an interesting idea. Like, you're trying to be fair, and it's a concept that can be applied outside of parenting as well. When I think about how God treats us, right? How he provides for us, and we want to talk about fairness and God being just. But God is just not because he gives everybody the same things, but he is just because he provides what we uniquely need. And that is not going to look like what you need. What I need is not going to look like what you need. And what you need is not going to look like what, person A, B, and C necessarily needs. So, to me,